surmisedly. There we go. Okay. All right. So, most of you probably know Space Jump First. It exists. You dash off of that that little fruit right there. You just scan it, and you can go to the Space Jump item immediately. Looks like we have a visor there. X-ray visor. That's the more useful one of the two. You actually don't need either visor to beat the game. But, well, technically in vanilla game, you do need X-ray visor. But that's only because Omega Pirate requires it, because he can't be hurt without it. So, because that first item there wasn't missiles, both players have to go to Chosen Ruins to check the Hive Totem item. Bombs in landing site. Thanks. I didn't have this stream up. I was figuring stuff out still. And thanks to Link Force for making me have to juggle one less thing. Very graciously volunteering to track. Try to get chat up here. Oh, there we go. So I guess the most important thing in the early game, as far as going quickly goes, is you don't want to die to Scarabs, because they do ridiculous amounts of damage for no reason. Like, there's really no good reason that they should do that much damage. They do a completely respectable and, I guess, acceptable for at what point in the game you're at amount of damage once you get Morph Ball, but only once you're morphed. So, and that's kind of, I guess, the incentive to be morphed in those tunnels. So we're gonna get Missile. Oh, there's our first artifact. That's pretty good. That means that they're only gonna have to look for 5 of those once they get to once they figure out where all the artifacts are. However, those artifacts can be hidden anywhere, given that this is a randomizer. What's a Scarab? It's those little... Ooh, good Space Jump Boots location. That's a great Space Jump Boots location. I don't know if Lane checked that location yet. I'm gonna assume he did. I was looking elsewhere. Alright. So they definitely need to go back to do that as soon as possible, because THK does run this game, I believe, in any percent and 100%. So he is going to be able to use many techniques, I suppose. He's going to be able to make... Sorry, he's going to be very quick at going from place to place. Gonna check the Morph Ball location here. Ruined Shrine. Audio sounds way out of sync. Let me see if I can't fix that. Okay. Fixing the audio now. Hopefully. Yeah, it's fine for me right now. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna go back to. We're gonna check transport. THK is gonna check transport access here, and then probably artifact temple. Find out where the artifacts in this seed are. Listening on mobile while watching on desktop. Yeah, that'll do it. So there's not too much to say here immediately. Whoever, I mean, THK is at a very big advantage right now with the space jump boots. They let you move much, much faster. They make dashes both easier and longer. And just all around a huge, huge advantage to have early on. Not quite sure why Lane didn't check. I actually don't know what that room is called. The one right after Ruined Gallery. It might actually be called Ruined Gallery. Nah. Anyway, yeah, that's one of the first checks you should make once you get missiles, especially in Hive Totem. So THK could actually do Root Cave now that I think about it. It's in 100% in logic, so that might actually be where Morph Ball is, if I were to guess. We're going to scan the artifact locations here. Oh, here we go. Alright, we got Furnace, MQA, that sucks. MQB as well. Antechamber, Central Dynamo, and the one we already have. I think I missed one. I think I only said 4 names. And of course we already have the 5th one, so. So that's kind of terrible. Central Dynamo, MQA, MQB, and something, yeah. We'll see it again if Lane checks. Antechamber, yeah, thanks. So that's 3 artifacts in lower mines, which is very. We're in for the long haul here. All right, THK doing what I recommended, which is to check the top of Root Cave. No reason not to do it really if you have X-ray visor, and I believe THK runs 100%, so it wouldn't be much of a problem for him to check this item anyway. Yeah, there's Morph Ball. So now we should probably go back to Chozo Ruins. No, now she should go back to get bombs after getting this missile here. 2.5 hour seed, yeah. Well, at least they're all like, once you have the items that you need to go to lower mines, like basically once you have Plasma Beam, then and Power Bombs, then they'll be able to knock this out really quickly. Because there's 3 artifacts right near each other back there, and X-Ray Visor was the first item. So you'll even be able to fight Omega Pirate down there. Because like I was saying earlier, Omega Pirate only takes damage if you have X-Ray Visor. Which is really dumb. By the way, if you figure out how to beat Omega Pirate without X-Ray Visor, you make a lot of people's lives much better by figuring out a new low percent. All right, Lane going back to check space jump boots. And I would assume he's going to get grappling beam here too. Let's see here. I'm going to turn on the volume here. For myself, you guys should be fine. Doing the dash at crash site only yields one missile. That's usually in glitchless logic, which only allows for items to be placed in locations that you'd normally be able to access without the use of like dashes or out of bounds or any of that good stuff. So that kind of evens the playing field, but if you're able to do speed tricks, then you're at a much greater advantage, obviously, just through being able to go faster. It's not even that Wrath Stink, by the way. It's just we don't know how to damage, because it's like hard-coded as to where like he doesn't even take damage from any weapons unless if you're in X-ray visor. People have theorized that there's a way to kill Omega Pirate while he's still like standing in his tank if you go from like out of bounds from behind. But as far as everybody's looked into it with tasks and everything, it hasn't been very effective. So Lane's gonna get Morph Ball here. THA going back to check Ruined Shrine. We'll see what we have. I'm watching this on the Twitch stream right now, so I can see chat, which I probably shouldn't be doing, but oh wait, here we go. I figured it out. I have the setup. Okay. So just an energy tank there. Did THK check what was at the top of Ruined Shrine? You can do that with Space Jump, by the way. Here we go. Yes. Yes, he did. Alright, I'm assuming it was just a missile then, yeah. Alright. More missiles, more fun. The less items you find in Chozo, sometimes the easier, because it kind of limits as to where you can go. So Gravity or Various has to be in the early game before Magmore, because that's the only way you can leave this area is if you go through Magmore, which is definitely preferable to leaving the other way, which is through Frigate. God forbid this seed requires lower mines and Frigate. It already requires lower mines, so. The notorious part about Phazon Suit as well is it basically can be anywhere, since it isn't really required to go anywhere. It's only required to check one item in the entire game. So, with glitchless logic, you can check Phazon Mining Tunnel without it, but that's a very hard trick to do inbounds and out of bounds, actually. So out of bounds is even harder. Just missiles and vault. Did either runner check what was in the super missile location here? Okay, THK's doing it right now. What do we have? That's something. I didn't quite see what it was. May have just been an energy tank, actually. It was something round looking, it wasn't a missile. Unless if it is and I'm just a clown. It was just missiles. Oh, E-tank, okay. Sorry, I was looking at something, an earlier chat message. That's just missiles. And that's gonna be, you know, par for the course. Half the items, actually more than half the items in this randomizer are just missiles. Because the vanilla game has 50 missiles shuffled in, or has 50 missiles defined in the first place, and we only do 6 artifacts, so that we're not here forever. So those are replaced with missiles as well. Can't wait to get the fidget spinner item. I actually never made that connection before, but I guess Retro Studios created fidget spinners 15 years before they became popular. We also don't shuffle charge beam just because that makes the game much easier, and anything that requires super missiles no longer requires 2 items to get. First gonna check Dynamo here. So far the seed's been pretty linear. Lane's pretty much going the exact same way as THK. Except for he missed space jump boots in the beginning there because he forgot to check Ruin Gallery. Again, I think that's what it's called. So, see what's down here in the pool of acid. It's possible to get this item without gravity suit, especially with space jump. Oh, that's Various suit. Alright. So technically Flogger is in logic then. So it might be worth checking that then. But if Lane is not able to get that item, or with space jump boots, I think he should be able to, but you never know. Then that's going to put THK at a huge advantage because he doesn't have to fight Flagra. Yet, at least. We could have a required item on either Flagra or Ghosts, which is just going to cost a bunch of time for both runners. Because you don't preferably want to check Flagra, unless if you have to. I like how THK shot that missile door, even though he totally didn't have to. In any percent, you have to shoot that door before coming to it later because you have, because you use it to get rid of Light Show. But infinite speed is banned in this tournament, so really no reason to do that right when he did, but besides it looking cool. Also, oh, that's true, Elias. That's 100% true. So Gravity is in the early game. It might even be here at Zoid. So for everybody who doesn't know, Zoid is a completely random mini-boss. Or, well, Incinerator Drone. We call him Zoid because the programmer who implemented Incinerator Drone, his nickname was Zoid. And we all love Zoid, taking random amounts of time for each of his phases. Yeah, there's Gravity, as I predicted. So this boss can take anywhere from like less than 50 seconds to like 2 minutes. So if you don't like Zoid, what are you doing? You're living life. If you don't like Zoid, you speedrun this game. Generally, if Zoid dies before the music loops, you got a good time for him, or a decent time for him at least. Let's see how THK does here. Alright, so this is a bad Zoid. A very bad Zoid, oh my gosh. There we go. Out of there finally. Lane's gonna pick up charge beam and missiles. Well, you got gravity suit. By the way, gravity suit uses the power suit texture for morph ball when you don't have fusion suit on, because gravity suit only has a texture for spider ball. Same with phazon suit, because the game developers in vanilla, you don't get that item until well after you have spider ball, so there's no reason to put it in. So this is one of the examples of space jump just making stuff like 20 times easier when you have it way before you should. This puzzle, normally you have to like walk all around the place. And you can actually do some shortcuts if you don't have space jump boots to make this a little bit faster by doing some slope jumps. But with it, this puzzle is literally trivial. So we're going to see what's in Furnace here. Again, pretty linear seed so far. Oh, THK is gonna... Interesting. I don't recommend doing this without beams. Or even checking this item without beams. So there's a little seam that you can walk up here on this spider track, and you don't actually have to use spider ball. Yeah, don't bomb there. Yeah, just check this item and come back later. That's my recommendation. There's only one item you can get here anyway. So that's going to be our second artifact. Good thing it's in the good furnace spot and not the bad furnace spot. Getting the artifact in, what's it called? The other furnace item isn't too bad without spider ball. Again, you can do that little seam walk, and then there's some collision on the wall in there that you can climb up. It's a little tricky, but then you can like grab on or land on another spider ball rail and then basically jump up to the artifact. But there is a difficult bomb jump that you have to do to bypass the final little section of spider ball rail. It's completely possible, but again, it's very difficult. I can't do it. I think THK is actually making the decision to fight Phendrana now, which is interesting because we can go to Magmore now, which is what I would do. But if Phendrana does have something, then this is a good choice. Obviously, there's no way of knowing. I believe THK is also going to do early wild IBJ. He does run any %, so there's really no reason not to just get that out of the way now. After fighting Phendrana. I believe you're allowed to do... Yeah, you're allowed to do early wild IBJ. Just no out of bounds or infinite speed is the only rules. Or cheating and all that stuff, but... Fun fact for everybody who doesn't know, Phendrana's music is actually bugged. Yeah, that's true, Elias. So, if Gravity was, I don't know, if he didn't find Gravity right away, then I would probably check Phendrana for Gravity, knowing that it's required to do the, you know, to get various suit. but we did find gravity on Zoid. So Flogger isn't necessarily required in logic, but it's possible. So we could find something here. Yeah, absolutely. Lane could 100% go into the lead here if Flagra and Ghosts don't bear any fruit. So it's a risk. Or of course Lane could flight Flagra, and we'll see if that's what he chooses to do. THK making short work of Flagra. Very well done. Flagra takes about a minute and a half or something in real time. Alright, Lane also is going to go for Flagra. Alright, we'll see. Ooh, wow, okay. First of all, that's cursed. Second of all, very, very good decision to go to Flagra. I would have lost this race then. Alright, do it. Do it, THK. Yes. Alright. So this is it. Probably one of the more well-known tricks in Metroid Prime. This allows you to skip needing Super Missiles and Spider Ball for this item. Very well done. Oh, and he remembers to bomb the door. I'm impressed. But by abusing the bomb timer, you can bomb jump up that corridor if you time it correctly infinitely. And by doing that, you can, like I said earlier, you can skip requiring Super Missiles and Spider Ball. So in any percent, you use that because you have to go out of the way to get both of those items. And it ends up saving a lot of time. Probably that might be one of the biggest time saves in any percent, to be honest. And allows for the route that we use. And it's going to be a huge time save here as well, because we don't know where Spider Ball or Super Missiles are. Provided that this is not 5 missiles, which it very well might be. But given that Flogger has Plasma Beam already, going up here has already paid off in... I don't know. It's already paid off. In droves, I suppose. THK is going to get this cutscene skip. Nah, he wants to see what item it is. Yeah, just missiles. Alright. So, THK can check Arbor Chamber now, although I don't suggest it. Just because you're going to go to Magmore anyway. Even though that is a different way to go to Magmore, and you get one more check, it's going to waste a little bit of time. So Lane actually might catch up here if he decides not to do early Wild IBJ, or if he can't do early Wild IBJ. And he doesn't actually end up needing to check Ghosts. Since it is just 5 missiles. So we'll see here. I think Lane also has run any percent before. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, I think he tried to go for it, but he didn't really know the setup for it. Bigger than early space jump? No, that saves the most time. That saves by far the most time. Yeah, cutscene, the little item fanfare cutscenes are removed just for quality of life. Lets you go faster. There's no, like, I guess glaring reason for it other than, like, so first of all, you can't do like the main item cutscenes because those are pre-rendered in like specific rooms. So like if you got, say, Spider Ball or something, there's only scripting for that in the Thardis room, Quarantine Monitor, or no, that's Quarantine Cave. I think it's Quarantine Cave. But yeah, there's only cameras for that in that one room. So obviously the cutscenes for the main items, there isn't going to be anything. And I think because I'm not 100% sure why the text boxes were moved, but it is faster for RTA. So I'm not complaining. Yeah, so Lane's actually right on THK's heels now. Simply because he didn't fight ghosts. Now, he's going to go back. He might have to go back and check that if it's a required check. Or if he thinks it's a required check that he still has to make. I made that sound like I had some other point there, but I really don't. Alright. Magmore has a bunch of items that you can check, and you'll usually find at least 1 or 2 progression items. Just simply because it's kind of like the hub world between, I don't know, early and late game. Also, THK did something I had no idea you could even do. I believe they're both playing on Nintendo. What is that? I can't see it. You should just look at that. Yeah, there you go. That's just missiles. Alright. Also, Vento Aaron, that's a fucking great username. Oh, my apologies. I need to be PC. Ignore I said anything. I'm gonna get kicked. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's my bad. I have the mouth of a sailor, and I'm out here. THK is gonna climb up here. Do the quick climb. I'm gonna check. This is one of the elevator accesses. Transport access. I'm not sure what this room is called. That's a power bomb. That's going to be very useful. Especially because there's one check he still has to make that requires a power bomb. Oh, was this an item that isn't a missile? It may have been a power bomb. That's what I'm guessing it is. Oh, it's thermal visor. Okay. I guess I'm just blind and stupid. You did not cause that. You just have a good username. Donate money so I can buy soap for my mouth. Well, that's what mistakes are for, right? So you can learn from them. Again, I apologize. It slips. Try not to do again, obviously. Lane checking Arbor Chamber, yeah, that's important. Let's see what's in here. This could be a required item, actually. Just missiles. See what's in. I believe this is Warrior Shrine. Just missiles again. So we didn't get anything significant in Magmore Caverns, actually, which is surprising. But considering that both runners have Plasma Beam, we could find something in... they can actually both go to Phendrana Drifts now, and that would be meaningful. Since there's so many items hidden behind ice And there's a lot more items that you can actually just check there. So, just visually. Yeah, thermal is basically just a quality of life item. It's not required to do anything in this game, but logic does say that you need it to do certain tricks. And it helps you fight the final boss. So, the final boss, Essence, can actually be fought without visors, which is pretty interesting. But considering that Omega Pirate can't be, not sure why they chose to do that. Oh, also worth mentioning is Essence can only be damaged if you have Phazon Suit. So Phazon Suit is always required in every seed. Even though it's only used to check for one item in the entire game. But most of the time, it's going to be the last item that players are looking for. So THK might be able to see this item from here. There's 0% chance I'll be able to just because of how small this screen is that I'm looking at. So something could be up there, and we won't know. So we can check both of the items in Chozo Ice Temple, thanks to us having Plasma Beam. Com stream has horrible quality, but Twitch stream doesn't. Yeah. Let me see, actually. Oh yeah, that's actually 100% true. Wow. Y'all are living it up out here. Oh, okay. So that's really good to find really early. So I believe they just need 2 beams, and they should be good to go. I need to double check the artifact locations. Furnace, Central Dynamo, MQA, MQB, and Antechamber. Yeah, so they just need, if I remember correctly, they just need the beams in there in go mode. Of course, though, I think you'd need to be able to do spiderless strats for that to be your minimum requirement. Oh yeah, you'll need boost as well. That's important. And a very nice item to find early. Oh, there's Wave Beam. Both players high-fiving there to pick that up, essentially. You don't need to ghetto jump up there, THK. Or, slope jump. Sorry. That's, that one's actually not on me. That's terminology and the Prime community being stubborn as a mule. I'm crushing it. Oh. I'm failing. And there's boost. Okay. So basically, we're just looking for Ice Beam right now. And probably Spider Ball. Ice mode. Unfortunately for both of these players, though, this game just opened up a long way. So they have a bunch of places that they can check. So... And they also have pretty low energy. So going to labs might be pretty tough. Yeah, I can't see what that was. Yeah, if it is ice up in the tower, super speed required. Obviously, whatever item that Ice Beam is going to be, Ice Beam and Spider Wall are going to be hid behind. If those require more items, then it's going to require items. But once they are in go mode, and it looks like they might be soon, obviously I'm going to jinx the heck out of this run by saying that, but what is that? That's Ice Spreader, I believe. Lane's gonna pick up his phase on suit now. Nice spreader. THK wants it. Oh, he just didn't know what it was. Gonna skip it, huh? Interesting. That's not that's not an item that would take that much to get, or like take that much time to pick up, and I feel like it would save way more time on EXO. So yeah, that's a big flex. If you're perfect, it doesn't save time on Prime. So I don't know, man. THK might be perfect, but it does make EXO way easier, and I think it only wastes like a couple seconds. Outside of being absolutely perfect, landing all of your snipes and landing all of your charged shots, which is really hard to do on that boss. Well, there's Super Missile, which is very nice to have. So Thardis, I believe, is in Logic now. Yeah, we have Grapple, Wave Beam, Thermal Visor, Super Missiles. That's the items you need. Yeah, we need Flamethrower as well. Run Validator. Yeah, this Phendrana is pretty fat with a PH. Fat drawn. Lane1's gonna pick up the Ice Spreader. If he wins because he's able to do Prime faster, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh very hard. Yeah, very true. Sometimes Magmore can just be filled to the brim with stuff as well. So THK is going to go to Labs to check the items that are here. Hopefully Ice Beam is here. And if it is, we'll be able to see... he'll probably be able to go right to... Alright, so this is Lane's first time checking artifacts, so he's going to find out that lower mines, you have to get like all the items there. Just missiles in there. Alright. Now, if THK doesn't find Ice Beam in here, then he's going to have to backtrack out, which is kind of sad. GameCube is best cube, although both of these players are playing on Wii, for the record. THK dropping that dash there. It is definitely recommended that you kill both of those pirates before trying this, and then leave the last one alive to dash off of. Although you can technically kill all three of them, and it will be fine. Especially because once you have Plasma Beam, it takes one shot to kill the regular pirate troopers. Alright, let's see. That was something that he didn't need. Yeah, great movement from THK, aside from not killing those pirates. Oh, Lane's fighting Thardis with like 30 health. Oh, that could be bad. THK is going to go for the skip here. You can skip this fight by hopping over the triggers that start it. Yeah, this is a huge flex if Lane pulls this off. And if Lane gets like Ice Beam here, Thardis isn't necessarily required, he's just in Logic. Is he? Wait, I thought it was Oh, I thought it was MQA and MQB. Does MQA? Yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. I think I just saw quarantine. Yeah, where are all the E-tanks, seriously? Those main power bombs, that's going to save a lot of time in mines. Very nice to have. Not once you have power bombs, it's not absolutely required to have it. There's one item in the game. It's the Phazon Elite. In the vanilla game, you actually do need main power bombs, or rather, the item that's where main power bombs are, to be able to trigger that fight. But that's patched out in this randomizer. By the way, Metroid meme, you know, good stuff. Yeah, Lane didn't go back for thermal either. Samus. That's Ice Beam. Is that Ice Beam or am I stupid? No, it's Spider Ball. Okay, well that's like almost required. That's gonna make their that's gonna make mines much easier to move through. You can do mines completely without Spider Ball, but it's challenging. There's a couple rooms in there that have made and broken runs. I almost said made and braid. Absolutely crushing it on this commentary. Yeah, but because Ice is not here, THK has to reverse out of labs. I think Ice... So Ice can be in a couple locations. We could see it in... Alright, we'll see, first of all, if it's MQA or Quarantine Monitor. Okay, well, it was Quarantine Cave. I'm a clown, but this was already established. THK triggered the fight. Yeah, that's the one tricky thing, is you do have to come back out of... If you don't do this fight, you do have to go back around the trigger to get out of here. Whoa, okay! Alright. So Lane just got super lucky. That's ridiculous. I guess... Alright. So Lane... Nice little slope jump there to get back out. Lane is probably gonna want Spider Ball. So... I don't know if he needs to get it for these items, or like what his level of skill is. Yeah. Yeah, if he goes labs, he is much ahead here. Obviously, THK can go to fight Thardis like right now, and this race would actually be really close. So let's see. All right, Lanes is going to labs. Lane is going to labs. It obviously, and again, whether this is going to be a close race or not is going to depend both on a bunch of things still. So nobody is taking like a clear lead so far. So first of all, it depends on when THK decides to check Thardis. And depending if that's in the near future, it's going to depend on how quickly these players can maneuver through mines. So this is going to be a good race, and so far, very few energy tank. So death could be a factor at any point in time here. Alright, THK I think is going to go with Thardus now. I think I can switch. We're going to switch to Lane's audio real quick. MQA, Antechamber, and Central Dynamo can all be routed pretty well. Yeah, so you go down into mines from Magmore. Then you would go up, get MQA. Then I think you would turn around. That would be faster than like going all the way through lower mines. You turn around there, exit mines through the front exit, go to Talon, then go to Chozo, then go to Antechamber. Yeah, they should sync up pretty well here. So this is basically going to be a one-on-one race. Rapid fire, quick draw. Not sure what Lane is doing here, but I guess this is one way to skip the... Once you're out in that window for the tower, you can just go... You can just jump straight out, basically. As long as you're high enough above the door. Save a little bit of time there. Just nitpicking. I know people like to review their races after they're done. So, just trying to help where I can. THK did control tower correctly on the way forward, but since he didn't get Ice Beam, he had to backtrack through mines, and he had to go through that room backwards and avoid the trigger, which he failed to do. Which it is possible, but it is, I would say it's definitely more difficult. Although neither is too difficult. Oh, the early missile trick? Yeah, that as well. With Plasma Beam, it's still faster to do that, but obviously... You know. So, Quarantine Cave having Ice Beam, really nice, because they had to fight Thardus anyway for this artifact. So yeah, this race is basically neck and neck right now. So it's going to basically come down to who can do mines better, I think. Although Lane did never get thermal, that's true. So that's going to give THK a huge advantage in essence. THK just double checking his artifacts really quickly. Probably figuring out the route in his head. Oh, Lane's gonna go through far Phendrana? Oh, no. Okay, I think he just fell. Alright. I was gonna question that decision. Yeah, this room is notorious for falling down. This and Phendrana's Edge. No dash across, sad, or R jump. That's not an easy R jump or dash though. Both players double checking artifacts. Alright, so THK is going to mines now. Both players in go mode, by the way. So this is a race to the finish. A very good seed in terms of item locations, very bad seed in terms of artifact locations. Yeah, Lane, so it's interesting, right? So Lane has Ice Spreader, which is going to make the Exo fight easier, but he doesn't have Thermal to make the Essence fight easier. It depends, I don't know, like, it depends how good Lane is at doing Visorless. And how much damage he can do in the first 2 phases. So, or in the first phase of, you know, X-Ray Visor. If he does, he's going to have to do a bunch of pool cancels to get more damage. That's Wave Buster, I think. Or Flamethrower. That's Flamethrower. Alright, perfectly validated seed. Put that little blue check mark next to it. Verified. Validated. You know, all your good V words. To recognize that somebody is legitimate. So THK in the lead here. We'll switch to him for the audio. To hear that that not ear piercing in any manner mini boss music. So THK being an any percent runner and a 100% runner, I think. And I think Lane has done a few runs as well, if I remember correctly. Both of these players are going to be able to move through mines very quickly and operate in them without needing too much health. Interesting, THK isn't going to go for the jump off the... Oh no, he's in a different room. Alright, my bad. Both runs are validated. Very nice. Getting the quick kill on the invisible drone. And let's see what kind of maze we get here. Doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look like great. Yeah, if you got maze skip, that's a Chad move right there. Yeah, that's a pretty decent maze, if I do say so. Alright. 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 And Lane right on his heels, by the way. Probably like a minute behind tops. So, again, any like minor mistake could cause, or any like major mistake would cost either of these runners the run here. So, that's risky, by the way. That can crash the game. Or I've heard that it can. I don't know if it does it in Randomizer. It's probably fixed. Okay. Props to THK if he's able to do this without... I believe he can do spiderless strats in this room to get this item, which is an artifact. Alright. Having a little trouble with these Metroids here at first. Lane getting a much better maze. Well, not a much better maze. Both players actually got really good mazes. But Lane got probably like a 19 square one. So that's going to be a time save. Alright. THK going to go for it. I think. you actually have to powerbomb that wall regardless. Yeah, that Metroid body blocking for his friends there. The twofer. That's a tough slope jump. What I like to do there is there's a little seam for that, and then you want to kind of aim the slope jump like outwards or diagonally left upwards, and it makes that, for me at least, it makes it much easier. Yeah, there you go. Alright, and then, yes, go that way. Don't want to go through lower mines. So the last artifact is an antechamber. So THK now just has to basically backtrack, go through the front of mines. Well, since you were already down there, I would have suggested just boosting, but... Alright. Alright. Surprised that the maze isn't determined by the randomizer seed. I think the maze is generated, like... It's not, like, generated before the game starts. So... Like, if you were to save in the room right before it, which you can't, by the way, but if you were to save there and then walk out and do the maze, it would be different every time. So basically it's just random every time it's generated. There might be some voodoo magic way to make it so that a given seed will have a given maze. THK, by the way, not being able to get the quick kill on this elite pirate, that's pretty significant. This is a difficult one to get because of the angle that he starts at. Also, something I haven't explained to those who don't know, elite pirates are stupid. And they have like the most narrow field of vision like ever. So if you start the fight like to the left or right of them, they'll have to turn to face you first. And Lane's gonna get it. Okay. This is actually huge. Wow, literally neck and neck right now. Yeah, that loses a lot of time to not get, because elite pirates will just block you. What a crazy race. Alright, can Lane get a lead skip? Does he even have to? I think he already fought this pirate. Alright, he gets it. THK doesn't. So Lane's starting to run away with this now. You out of missiles? You're not out of missiles, I'm lying. Pretty crazy. So, ore processing is a room. That's hard. I did not know you could do that. Damn, that would have saved me a lot of time in one of my races if I knew I could do that. Well, Lane just taught me something. It's the, it's the casual strats that I don't. That's what gets me always. Normally, you'd never have grappling beam for that room. THK probably also knows it because he's also smart. Yep. Nice. Alright. Lane ahead by 2 rooms. Switch the audio over. I think Lane is just doing checks for like anything at this point. More missiles, more energy. Anything that can just pad his lead. Also, by the way, it's worth mentioning that EXO with 2 energy tanks is no slouch. So, I believe that's all these players have. So, honestly, that's really surprising. So I wouldn't be surprised if Lane would check Great Tree Chamber just to see if there's something in this room here. Nobody needs X-ray visor for that. That's just missiles. He's gonna get him anyway, just for beam combos, I suppose. Having supers and ice beam and ice spreader is gonna make EXO a lot faster. And wave spreader, ice buster, you know, super thrower. Wave buster doesn't save too much time, and it uses a lot of missiles. Yeah, this is a ridiculously close race. Lane is definitely in the lead, though. Last artifact here coming up, and then he'll be able to go right to Impact Crater. This is almost like any percent rooting at this point. Going to lower mines and immediately coming out to go here to get your last artifact. Yeah, you're done. You're in go, dude. You can count, Lane. Congratulations. Yeah, honestly, it might be close enough. But it's still, again, it's still worth noting that THK also does not have Ice Spreader. But I think that you're right, Elias. Oh, and there's an energy tank there. Wait, did THK get Anti-Chamber? When did he do that? When did he go? What? Oh, he must have not checked GTC. What? Okay, alright. This is this is crazy. I didn't know that checking GTC would cost that much time. Alright, place your bets now, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say we see the race's first and only tie. Or the tournament's first and only tie. That's right. I'm predicting they finish within 10 seconds. Don't know what Lane is doing. Where's he going? What's he doing? Lane, why? Wait, I may have been wrong in saying that Lane could count. Is he going back? He's going back for thermal. Okay. That's, he might think that he has much better lead than he has. Dang. I wanted the tie. Alright, we're gonna switch audio over. That's so disappointing. Oh, Lane is gonna be kicking himself after this one. By the way, everybody wants to know how I'm able to do the mid-air boost on Ridley consistently every time. It's actually very simple setup. Yeah, I don't know why he just didn't grab it the first time, or why he's even going for it now. But this decision is definitely going to cost him. I don't think THK, I believe, is a competent enough player that he's not going to die to EXO or lose a significant amount of time, I swear, that this decision is going to make Lane win this race. Alright. THK struggling a little bit with these snipes. That's okay. It's actually really not easy to do this. He's aiming just a tad high. Also, right after Ridley's like chest blows up there, you want to shoot 5 uncharged power shots, and that will save you being able to shoot 1 missile, and actually it will save you being able to do 1 phase or another snipe. THK kind of getting really bad Ridley luck here. Ending it with a super. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, Ridley wants this tie to happen. I want to see Lane get a nice flyby skip here, and then we'll be right back in it. Because now Lane now only has the advantage with final bosses since he has Ice Spreader and THK doesn't. But I don't think that's that time. So another thing that could happen here is like patterns. So we're gonna have to see what. So neither of these runners have Wave Buster. So what patterns EXO gives is actually gonna be a determining factor in how fast they can do this fight. So if Lane gets flyby skip here for some ungodly reason, he could win. And again, THK could like get like 3 pool skips for some reason. I don't know. So you can skip doing the entirety of this room by just doing a slope jump at the base there and like landing on some roots to climb up this room. And as long as you move at a decent pace, then the Fission Metroid shouldn't be too much of an issue in this room. THK executing it well there. So for those of you who wanted to know how to do mid-air boost on Ridley, you do need to do uncharged shots on him. Although it does lose RTA. And then but if you do uncharged shots, then he'll be low enough as to where when he flies away, you can boost into him when he flies over you. So it's really easy, actually. It saves a tiny bit of in-game time if you ever want to get into speedrunning this game, which I highly suggest. Alright, starting out with Wave here. The order on this first sub-chamber doesn't matter at all. It's always going to be Wave Power. Sub-chamber 2 is always going to be some combination. Or it's either going to be Wave Power or Power Wave. The order doesn't matter because EXO doesn't charge and you can't snipe him. So, every sub-chamber after that, EXO, after you complete a phase, he'll charge into you. And you can actually squeeze some extra damage in there because he opens up his little shell after the charge, and you can actually fit a well-timed charge beam shot in there to do a little extra damage in between phases. So THK hopefully gets it here. Yep, that's 1. And 2. Good job to him. So Ice Beam does a lot of damage. Ice Beam and Plasma Beam charge shots do a lot of damage to EXO. And then Wave and Power shots do much less. Getting that Wave charge shot is really good. Gets a lot of extra damage from power, but it doesn't matter too much when THK has Super Missile. So next sub-chamber is going to be Power Wave, Ice, Plasma, in any order. So that's Ice. Getting the grapple beam here is good, because you didn't get that second charge shot off. That's fine. So despite Lane getting Plasma Beam, this just still ended up being a really close, or not Plasma Beam, Thermal Visor. I looked at his arm cannon and saw Plasma Beam. This has still been a really close race. I think he may have won had he not decided to go for it, but I don't know. But if THK does end up winning this race, that will have definitely been the decision that cost him. Subchamber 4, EXO can be whatever beam it wants. So Wave is going to be the worst for THK here. Although I think THK's lead over Lane is a little bit too substantial for just Ice Spreader to make a difference in. Again, THK, basically the only way Lane can win here is if THK doesn't know how to manipulate Essence, and which he should know how to since he does N%, and, you know, speedruns. And you'd have to see multiple pool skips. And Lane will have to not get any of these, or be interrupted by any of these factors as well. Alright, Lane's gonna hit this Ice Spreader here to skip the next phase. Yep, there you go. Although, THK has not had a very good subchamber 4. That doesn't matter too much. I thought ties were 10 seconds different. I wanted to see that tie so badly. Alright, here we go. Ideally, THK will be able to kill Essence in 3 pools. Flame Essence. I respect it. And he needs to worry about not dying, but that shouldn't be an issue either. Alright, he knows the setup. So you can stun and animation cancel Essence by doing the strat that THK is doing here. By waiting long enough in between shots, you can interrupt the animation or whatever action that Essence was going to do and make it so that he lays the next pool faster. So by doing that, you can get a 4 pool kill, but you can actually do a 3 pool kill if on the next one you do pool canceling, which is you step in and out of the pool to cancel the amount of phase-on, or the phase-on in it being actually like reduced. It's pretty complicated, but basically there's a value for the pool, and if you step in and out of it, that value doesn't decrease. So THK is going to close this out. And GG to both runners. Very, very, very close race. A thriller indeed. So SpeedGaming 2 should Alright, so I think, yeah, here we go. THK's here.
Hi there.
How's it going?
I'm very glad I won that race.
Yeah, 5-1, I believe.
Yep, that should be top 8.
Yeah, I think that's confirmed top 8. Very well done. That was a race.
Was it?
Yeah, Lane is almost done with EXO right now.
Oh wow! I didn't think it was that close.
Yeah. Actually, so he may have won actually, but he never got thermal, but he decided, and once he got his 6th artifact, he decided to go back for it for some reason.
Oh geez.
So that cost him a bunch of time.
Yeah, no, that was like, as soon as you get power bombs there, thermal is in that very convenient location.
Right. Lane's reigned at $1. Hey.
Oh man.
I think since it was a gamble to make, for sure, if he had a more significant lead over you, that probably would have paid off. But again, I don't know if there was a really great reason to do it other than just like he isn't comfortable with doing Essence without visors on that low health, because there was like no energy tanks in this seed.
No, there really wasn't.
Yeah, you guys had to go to lower mines with like 2 energy tanks. That's scary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've run any percent before, so I'm comfortable with this low amount of energy tanks.
And I was saying that, like, THK knows what he's doing, but even with 2, like, that's less than most people go in there with.
I've done low percent too, so 2 energy tanks is more. Yeah, 2 energy tanks is more than enough for me, but I really would have liked to have that 3rd.
Right. And having more of them helps you go faster because you don't have to worry about it ever. So. Yeah, after the 6th artifact, you guys were probably within like 10 seconds of each other.
Dang! So it just came down to final boxes?
Yeah, and then Lane, well, again, it went down to Lane getting thermal. Going back to get thermal. So, we'll see if he wants to do an interview after this, but...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's in, like, the second pool.
Yep.
Jeez. So, did we take the same exact route or something?
Yeah, very close. I think, so, Lane also didn't get space jump right away for some reason. He just forgot to check the item in Ruin Gallery.
Oh, jeez.
But that didn't end up costing him too much time. And then what he did to catch him back up is he fought Thardus first, because Thardus had that artifact, and then Iceman was in Quarantine Cave. So he was able to go right out of mines, or not mines, labs, and go straight to mines after he was done with that. So that basically made you guys like neck and neck.
Yeah, well, I was thinking the only reason why I didn't reset in labs was because I found the spider ball. Had that not been there, I would have just saved scum back to the start, fought Thardus.
Yeah,
I was thinking Ice Beam is probably going to be on a very close location, or if not, it's probably going to be in like somewhere in a furnace or something. Because
I probably would have checked labs for furnace, or not for Ice Beam as well.
But it happened to be right there in Quarantine Monitor, so...
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if he wants to do an interview.
Yeah.
It looks like he does. Hello.
Yo.
What's going on? Very close race, man. You're gonna get some flack for going back for thermal there.
Yeah. I only didn't get it the first time because a bad made more energy.
Well, you know, those Triclops in Twin Fires have a very high power bomb drop chance.
True.
Or not Twin Fires, Fiery Shores, but yeah.
So yeah, by the time I was saying this earlier, by the time both of you guys got to the 6th artifact, you guys were probably tied within 10 seconds of each other. So, and THK didn't have Ice Spreader, but obviously you didn't have Thermal Visor, so we were we were actually like, this could be the first race that actually ties. I wanted to see that, but oh well.
Yeah. Did we both get flamethrower?
Yes.
Okay. That's a very convenient location for it.
For sure. Right in the way
Validated.
there.
So is it just going like back and forth through the whole race? Like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So the first like lead that you had THK was you got space jump boots before Lane did, and then you were pretty cleanly in the lead for the whole way until Ice Beam was in Quarantine Cave, and Lane fought Thardis before you, so he was able to just go right out of labs after like getting Spider Ball
yeah.
and go right to fight his own mines. So that actually put him in the lead for a little while.
So was it really just the backtrack for thermal that put me in the lead?
It's what put you cleanly in the lead. But
Okay.
it was, I don't know. It was really close. So I don't know if either of you really had the lead before that.
I'll have to go back and watch it then, because now I'm really
Yeah.
curious.
That was a nail biter for sure. Good game to both of you though. Very well executed on both sides. I didn't see many like mistakes or anything of that sort.
Yeah.
Really
you
fast
guys-
seed.
It was, yeah. Very
So
linear too.
Right. There wasn't the artifact locations were kind of meh. They weren't very fast looking, but then the items were like perfectly in perfect locations for it to go really quickly. So
Yeah.
both of you also, something that would have changed the course of this race immensely was both of you ended up checking Flagra immediately, because it wasn't logic, because Varia was in what's it called, Watery Hall. So both of you checked Flagra, and Plasma Beam ended up there.
Yeah. I mean,
Which is
I
really-
figured Flagra probably had something on there just because of the various suit just because
Yeah.
of where the various suit was.
Very much
And
worth
then-
checking it.
And then Plasma Beam there hinted to early Phendrana having a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And I think Lane also didn't do early wild IBJ, so that caught him up to you because that was just missiles there. So there was that. Yeah, but fantastic race.
Yeah.
Shout out
I think
to me
that-
completely forgetting that track. Base jump was. Oh, that really sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's pretty much it. That was a fast seed. You guys have anything else you want to add?
That's probably the best scene I've ever had. Best seed I've ever had. That's a new rando PB for me. Both
106.
RTA and IGT.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So, I believe there's another match coming up today, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Ginger versus Gendrovus.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's in
make
like
sure
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Oh, you guys finished just in time then.
Yeah.
If you want to see more randomizer race goodness, tune into that starting shortly. And as far as everything else goes, I know THK streams prime runs on Twitch, so go give him a follow. Lane, do you do any percent runs? I keep thinking that you do.
I did learn the beginner route.
Gotcha.
I do want to run
Alright.
a something like
Mm-hmm.
some
Yeah.
point.
I'd say you definitely have the chops for it. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Yeah, Twitches are plugged in the chat. Have a good one.